In the last video, we had seen why it appears as if the sun is going around the earth. I explained that to you by showing you the heliocentric model. Sun is in the center and the earth is going around it. But on top of this, I superimposed a geocentric Rashi Mandala. Now, if I draw a line of sight from the earth to the sun and project it beyond to the stars, it appears as if the sun is going around the Rashi Mandala. Now I upgraded my model, so I'm explicitly showing you lambda is the ecliptic longitude of the sun. And I'm showing it to you in terms of Rashi and degrees within a Rashi. This will never go more than 30 degrees. And delta lambda is the daily change in ecliptic longitude. And that is slightly less than 1 degree for the sun, because in 365 and a quarter days, it goes through the entire Rashi Mandala, 360 degrees. So in one day, it goes slightly less than 1 degree. So far, so good. Now, I'm going to shift the focus to Venus, Shukra. So here is the orbit of Shukra in the heliocentric model, and it is an inferior planet. So its orbit is entirely contained within the orbit of the Earth on this model. And here is Shukra, and I have drawn a line of sight from the Earth to Venus and beyond into the zodiac, into the Rashi Mandala. And on day 0, Venus is at Mithuna, 29.7653 degrees, just about to cross over into Karkata. And this time I have fine-tuned my model, so day 0 is actually 8th June 2026. This is the position of Venus on 8th June 2026. Now, I'm going to just run this simulation. And you see what happens. Things get interesting. So first of all, Venus is just going around in this orbit, but the line of sight is sweeping across the Rashi Mandala. So it's in Kanya, it's going to enter Tula anytime now. But now you observe some magic will happen. It seems to be slowing down, coming to a halt, and going backwards towards the beginning of Tula. And again here, it kind of comes to a standstill and then starts going forward again. Once again through Tula and then Vrishchika onwards. In reality, it's just going on this orbit. It's not changing direction, but the line of sight appears to go backwards. That backward movement is known as retrograde movement or Vakragati. And this is very famous in astrology. So why is this happening? Because in reality, in the heliocentric model, both these are just going around in their orbits. But that is precisely the point. This line of sight is connecting two moving bodies. And that's what makes it interesting. So I'm going to reset this once again. Bring back Venus and the zodiac. This time I'm going to show you an additional graph. This graph is very simple. On the x-axis, you are seeing the day count. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, etc. And on the y-axis, I am just showing you this delta lambda, this daily change in ecliptic longitude. That's all. Let me reposition this. Now let me start the simulation and you see what happens. This number is just being plotted here. But you can clearly see this daily change in ecliptic longitude is reducing. That means Shukra appears to be slowing down in its movement across the Rashi Mandala. Let me stop that movement now. So it started at 1.2 degrees. It's come to 0.7933 degrees in 91 days. It's fallen pretty steeply, meaning it's really slowed down quite a lot. Now, in reality, what is happening? Shukra is just moving along this orbit and it is approaching this hollow diamond, which is known as inferior conjunction. It's a point on the orbit of Shukra. When Shukra comes there, it will be aligned with Earth and Sun. And it will be in between them, between the Earth and the Sun. It will be close to the Earth also. This is known as inferior conjunction. There is another point called superior conjunction. When Shukra comes there, it will again be aligned, but this time it will be on the other side of the Sun and far away from the Earth. So now it is approaching inferior conjunction, and as it approaches inferior conjunction, its speed of movement through the Rashi Mandala in degrees is dramatically dropping. So let me go one day at a time, and you can see how significantly that speed is reducing here. 0.5, 0.46, 0.43, 0.4, 0.37, it's dropping and it's approaching 0. Now I think you begin to understand the magic which is happening. As it approaches 0, now it's almost at 0 now, one more day and it becomes negative, it's gone below the line. 2 more days, it's now clearly below the line, it's coming to the negative range. And that means that the direction has changed. The minus sign in mathematics tells you that in observation, the direction of movement of Shukra has changed and it is going backwards. In reality, it's simply approaching the inferior conjunction. That's all. As it approaches inferior conjunction, this magic happens. The basic reason for this is that at this point, both Shukra and the Earth, Bhugola, are moving kind of in the same direction but with different velocities. Shukra is faster, is going to overtake the Earth. But the movement is in the same direction, and that's why the relative movement of the two together makes it appear as if Shukra is going backwards. So let me continue for a few more days. It's now negative, so it's going backwards, and it is still slowing down. It's still dropping until it comes exactly to inferior conjunction. It will keep on reducing. This point, now it is exactly at inferior conjunction. From here onwards, it's going to start increasing its speed. It will not go any further down. It will reverse and go upwards like that. But it's still negative. So it's still going backwards. It's still in Vakragati or retrograde movement. That's what this is called. Now it became positive. So the retrograde movement or Vakragati is over. From here onwards, it's reversed back into a forward direction. Even though the dots appear to go slightly backward, you need to observe this value will start increasing again. 5.9655, 6.089, and it starts moving forward again. So this is how the magic is happening. This is the idea of Vakragati, of retrograde movement. In reality, it is simply that Shukra was overtaking the Earth on the inside. And as it was overtaking the Earth, for a brief period of time here, it appears to go backwards. In fact, this movement will happen this year, starting around October 3rd or 4th. The backward movement, the retrograde movement starts last whole of October and goes on into almost, I think, half of November, till November 14th or something. But visibility is a different question, because when Shukra is at inferior conjunction, it's aligned with the sun, so it's not going to be really visible to your eyes. But that is a discussion for another video. This is the first in a series of videos I am doing on the movement of Venus, of Shukra. There is lots more interesting things about Shukra that I have to cover. So I will stop this video here and leave the rest for succeeding videos.